Wilson will take the lead down into turns 3 and 4. He'll lead lap number 1. The 44 of Scott, then the 12 of Ellis off turn 2 as Scott goes high. Gives up the number 2 spot. Jokum in the number 3 spot. .600 micro sprints qualifying heat underway here at Thunder Mountain Speedway Fan Appreciation Night. I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day as we are at the halfway mark here as we kick off the prelude to summer here at Thunder Mountain Speedway. Colton Wilson, your race leader, off turn number 4. Ryan Ellis running in the number 2 spot, then Amy Scott, then Dustin Jokum, and the 58, all running nose to tail as the parallel sticks come out. White flag now comes out for Colton Wilson as he heads down the back straightaway down into turn number 3. Checkered flag will come out for Wilson. It'll be Ellis in the number 2 spot. Jokum settles in 3rd. Scott will finish in the 4th spot. All right, we're ready to go racing qualifying heat number 1 for Doug's Trash Removal Hurricane Street Stocks. Down into turns 3 and 4. Match Check and Russell door to door, wheel to wheel, and bumper to bumper. The green flag in hand, and it flies. And qualifier number 1 for the street stocks now underway as Russell will take over the number 1 spot. Off turn number 2, match check, and here comes Jason Beebe up on a high side. He'll slide that number 21 to the high groove and try to work his way around the outside of match check. Murray and Miller making a little bit of contact, but everybody hangs on as Murray slides up and makes contact with Buck Mills. We hang on, we stay green, and Russell off turn number 4 continues to be your leader. Beebe up on a high side, and contact with Buck Mills. Getting up into the air goes Buck Mills. Flat tire on the front left of Beebe's machine. Upper groove a little bit greasy there. As Mills and Beebe will head pit side to change tires. And they'll hold Mills there as the green flag comes out for the restart. And Russell once again back on point as Tommy Sunderland takes a peek underneath the 83 of match check. Mills will come back out onto the speedway. Miller will duck underneath the low side of Sunderland as we're 3 wide down into 3 and 4. Miller works his way off turn 4 for the number 2 spot. Miller up into the number 2 spot. Sunderland, Murray, match check, and Mills at the halfway mark. Russell, Miller, Sunderland now side by side for the number 4 spot. Mills and Murray. And Mills will make the pass work up in turn 1 and 2. And 2 laps to go for Donnie Russell Jr. Miller closing in. And Sunderland back in the number 3 spot. Down into 3 and 4. White flag comes out for Donnie Russell. Brent Miller trying to reel him in. as the checkered flag comes out off turn 4. Don Russell Jr. picks up the win. Then Brenton Miller, Tommy Sunderland, and Buck Mills will battle for 3 and 4. And Murray will finish in the number 5 spot. Then door to door, wheel to wheel, and bumper to bumper, the green flag will fly. Hoover and Whittemore side by side down the back straightaway. Down into turn 1, it's Johnny Hoover, your race leader. Whittemore, Holcomb, Mike Wilbur, and Doug Stagg nose to tail. Down the back straightaway into turn 3 and off turn 4. Wilbur with a run up on a high set of Doug Stagg off turn 2. As they're side by side battling for that number 4 and 5 spot. As Johnny Hoover continues to lead Whittemore at the stripe. Stagg taking a peek underneath Holcomb. At the stripe, Holcomb gives him enough room, and Stack will work the low side of the Speedway. Off turn number 2, he'll take the number 3 spot away from Holcomb. Mike Wilbur right there trying to work the low side as smoke coming out of the back of the 66 of Hoover. We'll keep an eye, but we stay green. Whittemore will bobble, and here comes Doug Stack in the 24X machine up on a high side. Running on the high side, the low side, and Stack now in the number 2 spot will set his sights on the 66 of Hoover. Hoover with a 8-car advantage over Stack and Whittemore. Whittemore fighting back on the low side as the parallel sticks come out. Nose to tail, they charge off turn 2 and down the back straightaway. White flag going to come out now for John Hoover. Whittemore now on the low side of Stack, trying to take away the number 2 spot. Has it for the moment. Stack with the momentum up on a high side. Can he do it? Hoover down into turn 4, nearly collides with the utility tires. He's going to pick up the heat win. Second's going to go to Whittemore, the 24 of Stack, and then it's Mike Wilbur and Jack Holcomb. Door to door, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper, the green flag does come out. Culbertson and Albanese charge down into turn 1, side by side. Homer and Brown off turn 2 are running in a pack as Culbertson with a half-car advantage down into turn 3. Off turn 4, Culbertson will clear Albanese and he'll lead lap number 1. Down the back straightaway, Albanese trying to reel in our leader. Big Chuck Culbertson off turn number 4. Brown putting the pressure on the rear of the number 1 of Homer. Homer will drift up to the outside retaining wall, but he'll close the door down into turn 3. Halfway down, halfway to go for Big Chuck Culbertson. With a good run off turn 2, but can't quite hang on, and he'll give up some ground to Albanese. Still battling for that number 3 and 4 spot is Scott Brown. 2 laps to go as Culbertson once again will lead the group. Down into turn 1, he's going to bobble and drift up. That opens up the bottom for Albanese. Albanese steals away the number 1 spot. Down the back straightaway. Albanese will drift up high and open up the bottom, and Culbertson with a high-low move back down on the bottom side as the white flag comes out. Culbertson trying to overtake Albanese for that number 1 spot, but Albanese with a little bit of more power down the back straightaway. Checkered flag in the hand. It's going to go to Albanese, Culbertson, Homer, and the 7X of Brown. Off turn 4, they'll hit the cone and the green flag should fly as Walburn and Morse make up the front row. Walburn with a good start. He'll lead the group down into turn number 1. Mills on the low side will challenge Morse, and Sissenstein up on the high side as we're 3 wide. Off turn number 2, Sissenstein will back out of it as Morse begins to slow. Walburn and Mills will battle it out. Problems on the X machine of Morse as he will go pit side as Mills will take over the number 1 spot off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Mills, your race leader off turn 2, then it's Walburn, then Sissenstein. Down the back straightaway behind the 18 of Buck Mills. Sissenstein trying the upper groove, not being able to make it stick, will come back in line behind the 88 of Walburn. As they'll try one more time around. Sissenstein up on a high side of Walburn for the number 2 spot. Off turn number 4, Mills will take the white flag as Sissenstein and Walburn are side by side, battling it out for the number 2 spot. Sissenstein trying to get it done as he tries to go after the 18 of Mills. Off turn 4, checkered flag is going to come out, and the win is going to go to Mills. Then it's Sissenstein, then Walburn. Ready to go qualifying here at Thunder Mountain Speedway. No start. Going to go green this time around. Much better start this time. They come off turn 4, hit the last cone, and the green flag comes out. Contact between the 20 of Eddie White and the 8 of Buchek. As they launch off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Nick Nye, your race leader. Then Chris Wood, Fast Eddie White, Buchek, Denton, and the 36 of Conklin. Nose to tail they go. Chris Wood looking for some running room underneath the 6 of Nye. Nye will lead to lap number 2. Wood in the number 2 spot. White in 3rd. Buchek 4th, and the 44 of Denton 5th. Then Conklin as they negotiate turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Halfway down, halfway to go. 8 laps the distance. Nick Nye, your race leader. Chris Wood, Fast Eddie White, Buchek, and Denton off turn 2 battling for number 4 and 5 spot. That's where the action is for positions as Nye will cross the stripe with 2 to go. Wood trying to close the gap, then Fast Eddie White, Buchek and Denton, and Conklin. White flag will come out this time around for Nick Nye. Off turn 4, checkered flag will fly for Nick Nye. Then it'll be the 77 of Wood, then Fast Eddie White, Buchek, Denton, and Conklin. Down into turn 3, door to door, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper. Green flag will fly, and Welch will pilot the 0-0 down into turn 1. He'll be your race leader. Off turn 2, Brian White will manage to take away the number 2 spot from Rhodes. Then it's Rhodes and Hutchings and LaRock and Balzer. Welch down into turn 3, leading Brian White as he exits off turn number 4. Nose to tail they go down the back straightaway. Brett Welch continues to lead at the halfway mark. White in the number 2 spot. Rhodes will bobble just a bit off turn 2 as Hutchings will try to force his way down the back straightaway, but Rhodes will close the door. Here comes Jimmy LaRock looking underneath the 84 of Hutchings at the stripe as Welch will continue to lead off turn number 2. LaRock with another run off turn 2 underneath. Hutchings can't quite get the job done. Parallel sticks will come out for Welch. White right on the rear bumper now as they exit turn number 2. Welch will come off turn 4. White flag will fly one more time around. See if Welch can hold off the advance of Brian White. And it looks like he'll lead them down into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag will come out. Brett Welch will pick up the win. Brian White will finish second. Rhodes third. And we'll have to check with the scorers. Little warm-up session here. the green flag flies, and Megan Allen back on the gas, so will take over in the number 1 spot. Wilson, Scott, and Ao Gozali down the back straightaway, they will go. 600 micro sprints with us here tonight. It's been all Megan Allen up front here from her outside pole position, challenging by the 42 of Colton Wilson and Amy Scott. Laps in the books as Allen continuing to hold off the challenge of Colton Wilson. Wilson with a couple wins here at the Fast 3/8 clay as the parallel sticks come out into the air. White flag comes out one more time around off turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Megan Allen will pick up the feature win as she exits off turn number 4. Checkered flag goes to Megan Allen as Wilson breaks on the last turn, and Scott will pick up the number 2 spot. Then it will be the 58 of Ogazali, and then the 44, 40. And the Westward Painting Company Incorporated, number 12, Hyper Racing. Let's hear it for tonight's Micro 600 winner, Megan Allen. There she gets the helmet off and gets a fresh brush of the air. Catch your breath there. That was a hard-fought battle.
Very.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Megan Allen.
Thank you.
All right, well, you've been in competition here at Thunder Mountain Speedway various times. The car's been fast, and you got it to victory lane tonight.
Yeah, tonight's finally the night after 2 years of doing this. I got my first win finally.
First career win here happens at the Thunder Mountain Speedway. We love making history here.
Thank you. Me too. I'm really happy.
All right, well, congratulations. It's always special when you get the first one. They always say that once you get the first one, the next ones come a lot easier.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next one now.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the car here and some of the sponsors that help you and some of the crew and folks that get you to victory lane here.
I'm sponsored by Westward Painting Company, but my dad does all the work on here, so I have to give all the credit to him. I wouldn't be here without him, and my mom is a nice little old lady too. But basically my dad, he does everything for me. I would never be here without him.
Well, it's a family operation, getting the job done. That's what us racing folks do. We're a family through and through, so congratulations on your first career win here at Thunder Mountain Speedway.
Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our first-time winner, Megan Allen. Ready to go feature time here at Thunder Mountain Speedway as Johnny Hoover, Donnie Russell Jr. down into 3, 4, green flag flies, and the feature is underway. Doug's Trash Removal, Hurricane Street Stocks, as Johnny Hoover out of Johnson City will jump out into the number 1 spot down the back straightaway as Russell will challenge up on a high side. Here comes the 44 of Whittemore, Buck Mills, Mike Wilbur, and Doug Stack. Then it's Miller as they charge down into turn number 1. Russell takes over the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. Russell will lead lap number 2. Hoover, Whittemore, Mills, Wilbur, Stack, Miller, Sindoni, Sunderland, Albany, Smatchek, Holcomb, and Beebe as Donnie Russell Jr. looking to pick up his first feature win of the 2012 season here at Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. Doug's Trash Removal Hurricane Street Stocks in action here. Early stages as Don Russell Jr. leads them off the point as Hoover slides up and opens up the door for Whittemore. Hoover slows and he will go pit side. Tough break for Johnny Hoover as Whittemore will take over the number 2 spot. Then it's Mills, Wilbur, and Miller and Stack will battle for positions 5 and 4. Miller slowing off turn 2. And we stay green momentarily as Russell will lead him down into turn 1. Miller pulling off into the infield as the caution will come out. Miller off turn 2, lost power and coasted down into turn 3, and all right, we're ready to go green as Russell and Whittemore set the field. Russell will fire and Whittemore will fall right into line as Wilbur will challenge Mills for the number 3 spot up on a high side. Got that SIX machine working pretty good up on the high side. And they go side by side down into turns 3 and 4. Russell, your race leader, then Whittemore. Got to keep your eye on that 24X of Doug Stack. He's been as fast as any out there. Stack up into the number 5 spot momentarily. Challenging for 4th. Down on the low side of Wilbur at the stripes. They make a little bit of contact. Nose to tail off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Freight train in behind the 56D of Donnie Russell Jr. Six laps in this 20-lap feature event. Fan Appreciation Night here at Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. As Donnie Russell Jr. continues to lead Whittemore, Mills, Wilbur, Stack, and Albany's now up into the number 6 position. Clean and green all the way around the fast 3/8 clay here at the Thunder Mountain Raceway Park as our Doug's Trash Removal Hurricane Street Stocks in action. Just past the halfway mark as Donnie Russell Jr. out of Owego leads the group down the back straightaway down into turns 3 and 4. Whittemore, Buck Mills, Mike Wilbur out of Waverly, and Doug Stack and Lance and Albany's. Nose to tail off turn number 4. Top 6 beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Beebe with a run underneath the 34 of Sindoni as Holcomb takes the 83N pit side as we stay green. 5 laps to go. Jason Beebe with a 21 with mechanical woes. He'll go pit side as Russell crosses the stripe with 4 to go. Donnie Russell Jr. crosses the stripe. Whittemore, Mills in 3rd, Wilbur, Stack, and Albany's. As Albany's and Stack make contact in turns 1 and 2. Albany's muscling his way past the 24 as Sindoni will take the 34 pit side as Russell crosses the stripe with 2 to go. Matchcheck and Sunderland in front of our race leader as Whittemore will try to close the gap as lap traffic will slow down. Russell will work to the high side of the speedway as the white flag comes out. Down the back straightaway, Russell underneath the 24 of Sunderland. Checkered flag will fall out for Donnie Russell. Whittemore with second, Mills third, Wilbur fourth. Albanese will finish fifth and Stack in sixth. All right, down here in Victory Lane as the belts come off, the helt's out, he gets a cold drink in there. Hat comes on, up out of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, Donnie Russell Jr., tonight's Doug's Trash Removal Hurricane Street Stock feature winner. Friends and family down in here giving congratulations. Donnie Russell Jr. picking up your first feature win of 2012. Congratulations, you were fast tonight.
I got to thank my mom and dad and my family. And I got to thank Brett Miller, wherever he went. This is a team effort. We work on each other's car every day. And he made the adjustment on my car from last week. And thanks, Bretton.
Yeah, awesome competitor, last week's feature winner. And now you're here in Victory Lane. Awesome team getting the job done here. Let's talk about some of the sponsors that help you out here week to week.
Well, I bought the car with the sponsors. All I got is support of my mom and dad and family and Bretton.
Okay, folks, a lot of advertising space out here. So if you're interested in sponsoring a feature winner down here at Thunder Mountain Speedway, come on down here and see Donnie Russell Jr. So tonight's feature winner. So let's hear it for tonight's Street Stock feature winner, Donnie Russell Jr. Okay, while we're taking care of that in Victory Lane, we're going to come on over here. Any of the folks that bought your raffle tickets down in the Norm Whittemore Racing, we have the racing flag sets here. So we have two tickets, and we'll have our folks read off the numbers here for you.
893077 and 893080.
哈萨克斯坦、中国、吉尔吉斯斯坦、俄罗斯。
Got the name? Down into turn 3, turn 4, green flag will fly at the last cone. No start. $15 laps, the distance. As we're ready to go feature time, looks like a much better start this time. As they hit the final cone, the green flag will fly. And down the front straightaway we go 3 wide as Culbertson holds off the challenge of Albanese on the low side, Walburn up on the high side. It's Culbertson, your race leader, down into 3, and side-by-side action between Walburn and Albanese. And Culbertson will lead lap number 1. Walburn in the number 2 spot, Lance and Albanese in the 3rd spot. Then it's Buck Mills and Cyrus Homer rounding out your top 5 as Albanese takes a peek underneath the 88 of Walburn, and he'll do that as they're nearly 3 wide at the stripe. Culbertson up on the high side with some momentum, but the 7A of Albanese drag racing down into turn number 3 will take away the number 1 spot. Mills in the 18 off the pace will slow and take it pit side as Walburn now being challenged for the number 3 spot by the 1 of Cyrus Homer. Clean and green all the way around the fast 3/8 clay as Homer gets sideways with a flat tire on the 1 machine, and that'll bring out the caution. Ready to go green down into turn 3. Off turn 4, the green flag will fly, and Albanese back onto the gas. Culbertson trying to work his way back down to the bottom. Gets the job done, but he slides up off turn 2, and here comes the 7X of Brown with a good run. 3 wide down into 3 as Walburn and Brown make contact, and Brown will go around with more contact from Walburn. Sissenstein on the binders. Albanese will fire off turn 4. Culbertson up on a high side. Albanese with a good jump. Here comes Sissenstein. Walburn from the rear of the field, high, wide, and handsome, up on the high side, trying to work his way back towards the front. Albanese your race leader, Culbertson, and Sissenstein side by side. Culbertson with a fender advantage going down into 1. Brown coming back out onto the speedway. Battle is on for the number 4 and 5 spot. Homer and Walburn battling it out. Down the back straightaway, side by side for the number 4 spot. And Homer and Walburn getting together. Nose to tail, our pure stock feature event, as we are at the halfway mark. Albany, Sissenstein, Culbertson, Homer, Morse, Walburn, and Brown. Morse will slide up off turn 2, and Walburn will challenge as the caution flag will come out. Who's it going to be tonight as we get ready to go green flag racing? Green flag is out, and off turn 4, Albanese quick on the trigger as Sissenstein and Culbertson will battle it out, and contact as Culbertson and Sissenstein synchronize spinning down there in turn number 2. Bringing out the caution once again. And once again, safety officials out onto the track to remove, looks like a Nerf bar, exhaust pipe of some sort down there in turn number 2. Homer Cyrus down here in turn 4. We're going green this time. Back to feature time here at Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. The green flag does fall. Albany's back into the number 1 spot. Brown with a good run down on the bottom. Then it's Walburn and Culbertson. Morris and Sissenstein. Down into turn 1, nose to tail they go. Albany's beginning to separate himself, but the battle is on for 2, 3, 4, and 5 spots. As Albany's beginning to pull out a lead as Walburn in the number 2 spot, as Brown is 1 lap down, and Culbertson will battle. Walburn in the number 2 spot. Sissenstein and Culbertson as they battle for positions down into turn 3. Albany's your race leader with 2 laps to go. Grayson Albany's looking to pick up his first win of the year as Walburn leads Sissenstein and Culbertson off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Brown is 1 lap down as the white flag flies. Down into turns 3 and 4, the checkered flag will fly for Grayson Albanese. Holding down the number 2 spot will be Harold Walburn, then the 8 of Sissenstein, the 8C of Culbertson, and the Scott Brown will finish in 5th. ladies and gentlemen, out of the car. First time in Victory Lane here in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, Grayson Albanese. Congratulations, got the job done, and finally we got a new face of Victory Lane.
Yeah. It's nice to be out here. I don't know what's going on with the track tonight, but I like it.
You like it?
I liked it. So.
Anytime you can get Victory Lane, it's got to be good, right?
Definitely. I got to thank a bunch of people. I got to thank Benner's Auto, that's music shop. I got to thank Matt's Automotive and Carl. He gave me a good piece of equipment to put on this baby. Billy Figolari, my brother, Josh, Rich Wagner, everybody who helps me. If I forget anybody, thanks.
All right, well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in Victory Lane here once more. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Grayson Albanese. Down into 3, down into 4. They're going to look for the green flag from head starter Nick Stark. The glow stick in his hand, and the green flag flies, and the feature is on. Hunt's Automotive Service Sportsman Division. Brett Welch, your early race leader, leads Nick Nye and company down the back straightaway. Down into turn 3 and 4. Welch will lead lap 1. Nick Nye in second, Wood third. Rhodes and Fast Eddie White will round out your top 5. As Brian White and Hutchings and Jimmy LaRock will battle for positions as Balzer manages to hang on off turn 2 as Welch will lead lap number 2. Side-by-side action off turn number 4. Fast Eddie White up on a high side, making it work, and he'll pass Nick Nye for the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway. Welch on the bottom, and White working the high groove. Eddie White with a run up on the high side off turn 2, and he'll make the pass down into 3. Welch will settle in for second, then it's Nye third, Rhodes fourth, and Brian White fifth. LaRock up to 6th, and Hutchings 7th. Wood back into the 8th, Denton 9th, Balzer 10th, Buchek 11th, and Conklin round out the field as Eddie White crosses the stripe as we are 5 laps in. Nye will drift up high off of 2 and manages to hang on. Eddie White 2 for 2 with 3 wins so far this year, leading Brett Welch down into turn 3. Nose to tail, they run down the back straightaway. Brian White looking for some running room up on the high side, trying to make a move on the 77 of Jason Rhodes. LaRock closes on the rear bumper of White as White bobbles off turn 2, and LaRock will steal that position away as Conklin will slow down the front straightaway and manages to make it pit side. We stay green. Fast Eddie White off turn 4, your race leader. Half straightaway lead over Brett Welch, holding down the number 2 spot. 3 car lengths back hits Nick Nye, Jason Rhodes, Jimmy LaRock. LaRock with a good run off turn 2 on the low side of Rhodes. Rhodes closes the door down into 3. Denton goes around up into turn 1. Balzer on the brakes, comes to a halt, manages to not make contact, but will bring out the caution in the apex of 1 and 2. Denton going around on his own. Balzer on the binders. Plenty of racing left to go here as the green flag will come out on the restart. Off turn 4. White, your race leader. Nye and Welch side by side for the number 2 spot. Nye will steal the number 2 spot away from Welch. Jimmy LaRock up into the number 4 spot. Jason Rhodes and Claude Hutchings battle off turn 2 side by side as Chris Wood and Brian White also battling side by side. Positions 5, 6, 7, and 8 as Eddie White crosses the stripe. Halfway down, halfway to go for fast Eddie White out of Candor. As we go nose to tail down the back straightaway. White off turn number 4, followed by Nye, Welch, LaRock, Hutchings, and Wood. Nose to tail as Denton goes pit side, as well as the 56 of Brian White slowing on the front straightaway. We stay green as we are 17 laps in, 13 to go. This 30-lap modified sportsman feature event here on Fan Appreciation Night. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there this weekend. Nose to tail they go into 3 and 4. Slowing up on the Speedway is the 77 of Rhodes. And it looks like Rhodes will go pit side. Up on the high side as White crosses the stripe. 10 laps to go. Beginning to look like a race of attrition here as Eddie White comes off turn number 4. Nick Nye still trying to reel him in. The battle's on between Brett Welch and Jimmy LaRock for the 3, 4, and 5 spots. Down into 3 and out 4. It's Welch, LaRock, and Hutchings. Welch protecting the low side of the Speedway. LaRock will have to try up on the high side, and he'll do that, but he'll give up a spot to Claude Hutchings on the bottom. Tight racing action back for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. As Eddie White will come off turn number 4. 6 laps to go. "25 laps in the books." Eddie White off turn number 4. Half a straightaway lead over Nick Nye. And then it's a straightaway back to where the race is on for position. Welch has it. Hutchings and LaRock want it. LaRock with a run on the inside of Hutchings, as Hutchings will give the 00 of Welch a shot going into turn 3. Duly noted by head flagger Nick Stark. As Eddie White comes off turn number 4, 2 laps to go. We'll keep our eye on the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Welch, LaRock, Hutchings, and Wood out battling as Eddie White will take the white flag. We'll go white flag one more time around for fast Eddie White, and he'll try to make it 3 in a row here at Thunder Mountain Raceway Park. Off turn 4, double checkered flag up into the air. Fast Eddie White with the win. Nick Nye will settle in for the number 2 spot. Welch looking to hold on to number 3. LaRock up on the high side, and he'll get the spot over Claude Hutchings Jr. And fast Eddie White will make it 3 in a row here at Thunder Mountain Raceway Park as Nick Nye will fiddle in for 2nd. Well, down here in Victory Lane, we'll call them 3 in a row, back to back to back in the Hunt's Auto Service number 20 out of Candor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Fast Eddie White. All right, he's up out of the car here, got the contingent of friends and family, and Fast Eddie White. 3 in a row here at Thunder Mountain. I think you got this place figured out.
Yeah, I think so. This car really wanted to go right now. You know, I knew I was going to rough it up, so I decided if I'm going to get anybody, I'm going to get them early while the track's a little bit smooth. And then once they roughed up, I just tried to drive around the bottom because it had to be a real good race car to get around me on the top. So, you know, I was out of my rhythm there, you know, screwed up quite a few times on the bottom. But, you know, I was protecting it there, you know, at the end of that race. So, yeah, the track is tacky all around. Just got roughed up a little bit.
Well, you've been running up on the high side here the last couple weeks. You've got the car dialed in pretty good. Hunt's Auto Service crew getting you into Victory Lane. What else can we say?
Yeah, Nancy and Brian, what an awesome race car. And hey, what'd you think of that national anthem? Right? That was awesome, my little baby girl. I'm very proud of her, wherever she's at. That's awesome.
Oh, she's sleeping. She's tired. She's put in a hard night's work.
Yeah, I don't blame her. That was tough for her to do. I don't know how she does it. I couldn't do what she just done.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for 3 features in a row for Fast Eddie White. Yeah, congratulations. You got one? What do you got? Ticket? 589. Let's see. Okay. All right. Hang on to that for 1 second. And hang on to that for 1 second. What's your name?
Michael Morris.
Mike Morris. You won a ticket. You won a $20 gift card. All right, there you go. And I'll take those tickets for you. Thank you very much, Mike Morris, the winner of a Kmart gift card. All right, 942-580 and 942-632. There you go. All right, 4-cylinder action up next. As we'll have more prizes to give away at the conclusion of our 4-cylinder. 942-580 and 942-632. Do you have that ticket? Oh, we got one right here. What do we got? Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Race Report. I'm Jim Chase reporting from the Thunder Mountain Speedway, and with me tonight is Dave Conklin Jr. here from the Sportsman Ranks here at Thunder Mountain Speedway. Dave, it's good to have you on the show.
It's good to be out. Good to be up, getting to do interviews and all that.
Well, you've been coming to Thunder Mountain Speedway here for a couple of years. You're finding your liking to the Fast 3/8 clay here pretty well.
Yeah, the track's usually tip-top shape. They keep it up. I like the owners and every way they run it. They do a good job up here.
How many years you been racing, and where did you start out racing, and how did you get to be in the Sportsman Ranks now?
I started when I was 14 years old in the Pier Stocks. I had an old Camaro, and it wasn't the greatest car, but it was nice to be out there running. I've been racing for about 7 years, and we had 2 street stocks before, and a guy was looking to move down, so we traded both street stocks straight up for the Sportsman, and oh, I love that car. It is such a good car to me.
Let's talk about some of the sponsors that help you get to the racetrack and put the car together, maintain everything.
First of all, ARS Auto in Windsor, they helped me out so much, not only with money, but when we didn't have a truck one week, he let me bring his truck up, and he's just a really good guy. DC Painting and Carpentry, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Annie's Bar and Grill, B&D Exhaust, Doug's Speed Shop, all of them, they're all great.
Well, it's a lot of stiff competition no matter where you go. Where are some of the other tracks that you competed at?
I've been down to Penn Can a lot, up at 5 Mile. I raced a couple years up there. Last year and the year before, I ran at Afton, and we won one up there last year, but I like it up here. It is probably the best track I've been to.
Well, let's talk about the 36 on the side of the car. Is the 36 a number that you picked special? Is there a special meaning behind that, or?
It's actually, my dad used to race motocross back in the day, and that was his number, so I kind of just took it over when I started on a dirt bike when I was a little kid. But he ran that number his whole career, and I was proud to take it over.
So you're just carrying on the heritage with the number 36 in the Conklin family.
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations so far. Wish you the best of luck as you go forward, and hopefully we'll visit with you in Victory Lane here at Thunder Mountain Speedway.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get one up here.
All right, well, that's the biography on Dave Conklin Jr. here at the Thunder Mountain Speedway. Back to you in the studio, Ron.